morning, good evening, and good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Glider Gaming channel for another exciting trip to the Rustic Dreamland. What do we have going on in here? We're building bedrooms. We're trying not to have people asphyxiate from being trapped without ladders. Also, it would be great if we did not give people slime lung. And looks like our immune systems are great. This little bit of slime lung in the slime biome is not really causing a big problem. Ooh, yeah, we were getting ready to start cleaning water. That's going to be fun. Okay, good. We did something so that we aren't going to dump all that water right on top of ourselves. That was smart of us. I am definitely coming down with a cold or a sinus infection or something, so probably be a little bit more coughing and muting for coughing than usual, but hopefully it won't be too bothersome. They're probably not going to be able to build that ceiling because it's a little too tall, but that's fine because the room won't be affected by that. We didn't like maximize out this room, so that one tile would be a problem. And eventually we could build a ladder here and they could finish that room, so I'm not really worried about that. Oh, our food. Let's check out the food situation. All right, this is now 100% CO2. So we can let them know they can start storing food in these as well. And then once this area right here with these two tiles is all red, then we can turn these on. And then we can build all of our air ventilation like we normally do to make sure that we are dropping our CO2 down to the lowest levels. Oh, they can't build that. So this is supposed to be a floor anyway, so we can just build the floor across. And then they'll be able to build that tile. I'm always talking about how I never... I'm always putting too many blueprints out, and just, there's tons of things all over this map that need to be built. It's like, yeah, we'll just do more stuff inside our base. Eventually it'll get done. Eventually. We can always use priority to make sure the important things happen. Problem over here is probably they can't actually breathe to get over there. So we might have to do something with breathing to help them get over there. 46% stress on Ari and May. They have more morale than they need, so that's good. We want that. So their stress is actually decreasing, so not really a problem. Let's check May. She has more morale than she needs, and she's decreasing at a higher rate because she's had some pleasant chit chat compared to Ari. So this is just the residuals from our dead friend, our poor friend here who died inside the base because we did not prioritize a ladder highly enough. So we'll kind of come over here and watch. They are getting down here, so that's good. There's a bunch of polluted oxygen they're about to release, so that should assist them with breathing a little bit. Oh, they are digging that, and we really don't want them to, so I thought knocking down to priority 3 would stop that, but I definitely don't want them to flood this area, because then they definitely will have issues. They'll get sopping wet. Sopping wet's a debuff that will affect their morale, not their morale, their stress. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have to build showers right away to get rid of that debuff. Ooh, tons of jobs. Let's go check out the jobs situation. Bahini. She can be an architect, that's fine. You can be a miner, that's great. You've been a miner and a groundskeeper. You'd love to be a gopher, so go for it. I'm a dad. I'm allowed to make dad jokes. Don't judge. You're not quite ready to be a farmhand based on morale, or a farmer based on morale, so we'll find another spot for you. We have 4 gopher-style jobs and only 3 groundskeepers, so we'll make Nisbet a groundskeeper. And then we have a miner who'd love to be a gopher or a groundskeeper. We have tons of people doing that, so we'll make her a farmhand. She's not quite ready for it morale-wise, but it's very, low on the morale levels, so I think she'll be able to handle it until she gets up there. In fact, we're not even going to build that there. We're going to... do it kind of like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're too excited about this. Stop. She grabbed some meat. Good job. So when we're ready, we'll break that tile. I guess we can dig that tile. Basically, I'm just like, how can I get this all to drain out? And it all drains out by, having a route to do that. So we'll remove this little bump. We'll break that, and then it should all drain down. Once again, they can only climb too high, so I made sure to dig it in such a way that they'll be able to climb out. Supercomputers out of water, they'll fix that themselves. They can't build the water sieve because they haven't built that floor tile yet. That's fine. There's 3 more things down here, and we'll be all set for that liquid pump to pump out water, and then we can flood it. Oh, sweet, guys. We found a cool steam vent. That is a renewable freshwater resource that's going to be incredibly important to us for our long-term survival. So that is exciting. We are going to try to figure out a way to get over there. So, as not to disrupt this situation, we will probably come over here. And then we'll dig over. And I don't really like this polluted water being there, but life will go on. So let's just go straight down over here. And we'll just put that polluted water in with this other stuff here. Then we can build something to prevent the clean water from going into the polluted water. That's awesome. I've been looking for one of these since we first adventured out of our base. These cool steam vents, these water geysers, this is how you can survive to cycle 500-600, is you find these and you start utilizing them to ensure that your base will not run out of water. You gotta get down there and start thinking about it right away, because like this one here creates steam, and that steam cools to create the water. If there's not enough room for steam to come out, it won't, as far as I've noticed. So I'm going to be building a pump in here to pump out oxygen to somewhere else, so that it'll be closer to a vacuum than an overpressurized system. That way there'll always be room for steam to come out to condense into water. Okay, they've got this all built, so we can dig out that last tile. Oh, if we're actually going to go over there, we need to dig out those as well. So this is super exciting, guys. Very happy right now. So here we go. Our polluted water reservoir is now much larger than it's ever been. This might be unnecessary, but I'm gonna encapsulate this whole dang thing. I just don't ever want this producing heat, because the amount of heat it would produce. Oh, the carbon dioxide comes out at negative. We could actually use this as an air conditioner. We could cool the biome further if we needed to. That's weird. I've never seen erupts with boiling liquid carbon dioxide, but carbon dioxide boils at negative temperatures. That is amazing. We could actually use this to cool the biome. I've never found a carbon dioxide geyser before. That's kind of cool. That's weird. You don't normally see polluted oxygen. There might be a polluted oxygen fissure, which would be like this thing, but giving out polluted oxygen. Because usually, you know, your ice biomes are so cold that polluted ice won't melt into polluted water and then off-gas polluted oxygen. So it'll be interesting to see what's over there. Well, apparently we've exposed a lot more stuff. So let's see if we've found the edge of the map. Of course, we knew that. This one was already... These are always exposed in my experience. I've never dug one of these out. It's only the geysers, like the one up here, that is dug out. Things are doing pretty well up here. We might go back and do a second layer of insulation just to make sure that this water doesn't get out of hand. Maybe. We'll think about it. We'll keep an eye on it. But no other neutronium color discrepancies, so looks like that's the only one we've exposed for now. And these areas here are just, we haven't really exposed anything new. So it's just a abyssalite. Okay, so that's the only one we found right now. No research focus. So we were, pardon me, trying to just research everything as quickly as possible so we can get rid of the heat production. So I'm going to skip this one because it follows the big long chain. So let's do renewable energy, then we'll do valve miniaturization, then we can finish it up. So cycle 80 was a little aggressive, but by cycle 90, I'd say we'll have all the research we can possibly do right now. I don't love them climbing into that water to get stuff. Like, we don't need any of that stuff so badly. They need to do that, but there's no real way to tell them not to. Oh, we have printables. So we definitely don't need the food. We definitely don't want a pufflet, but we also are pretty happy with the level of dupes we have. One reason we stopped was because we were concerned about water, but until we tap into that water over there, I still don't want to take more dupes. So biohazardous is not a big deal once you have the exosuits, but we don't have those yet. Anemic is super annoying because their movement speed is super reduced, and then you put them into a whatever, we'll just take the food. You can never have too much food. Once you put them into an exosuit, that also reduces their speed, so compared to the other dupes, they would be crawling in an exosuit, so that would just be more annoying than it would be positive. So it's dormant right now. Eventually it'll start kicking in. Wonder what kind of reed fiber situation we have. What is that under? Industrial ingredients? Whoops. Reed fibers, 24. That's pretty good. We can make some art if we had a well-trained artist. So do we really have that many jobs mastered, or is that just me not clearing them last time? Yeah, just me not clearing them. That's fine. Okay, we don't really need any more. We only have one go for one courier, so sure, yeah, you can be a courier. And then we don't have much. We have 2 general engineers. Exosuit engineer is a big morale jump for 20. It gives them a really big boost to how fast they can move in those exosuits, but we can't really handle it morale-wise. It is something you need for astronauts, so we'll do it eventually. But they'd be a pretty good architect, even though I don't love it, so we'll toss Liam in the architect position. Just busy little bees running around doing all the stuff we've told them to do. Oh good, they finally got all this stuff done, so now we can build this, just to really prevent as much heat from getting in our base as possible. So you notice these tiles are getting pretty spicy. That's because we put all this heat generation next to them. That might be coming out over here, but I'm not really going to worry about that. Need a little scaffolding right there. So eventually we'll start conditioning the air coming into the base in a better way, and I think we'll be able to overcome the small amount of heat over here. And the double layer of insulation, we might need to put another layer right here. Sure, why not? We're not really using this space for anything else. I'm going to use it for fridges later. So if we want, we can come back on this side and we can do a second layer of insulation. That'd be fine. But for now, we'll let it go. We really need to dig this stuff out, and so we can figure out a way to get rid of this chlorine. We're basically going to do the same thing we showed you for our commenter, Alyssa. But we just need to do what we told her and like clear things out, make sure your gases are all on the same level so that we can do it efficiently. Something down here is creating gas. Bleach stone, yep. So what we'll do for that is we'll just come in here, go to consumable ore, and tell them to start storing the bleach stone in here. And just like our slime and our polluted dirt, when it's submerged in water, it won't create the gas. So check it out over here. This oxalite doesn't seem to be producing gas anymore. And that might be a pressure situation where there's too much pressure so it can't create gas. Oh no, it is. Okay. It just doesn't do it constantly. It just does it in little bits here and there. So that's fine. We need to tell this to store refined gold. Not that it has access to any. And then soon we will we'll turn these power plants back on. We just need to, have a reason to have power. So we need to start building some stuff over here so that they have power needs to generate the power. And we'll probably do that down here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a joint plate right here. Connect the wire through. And we're going to do a large transformer. The large transformer can run 4 kilojoules. So then we can have small transformers. They can handle 1 kilojoule. So kind of go like this. And we can't build one there because there's a plant there, but that's fine. So then if we need more power beyond 4 kilojoules, we just put another large transformer here and we kind of just replicate the system. Deconstruct that. We'll put a ladder going down. Put some floors right here. And then some heavy wire running through. So we don't have a wire that can run 4 kilojoules. So we'll just run more heavy wire to these guys. And then we'll run smaller wires like these. This one can run straight, this one can go down. And then this one would run down. And this one would run straight. And this is where I was telling you I'd really love, for my quality of life, color-coded wires, because I'm going to have all of them originating in a similar point and then running into similar areas. So just really be helpful when you can't see their actual origin. They're all coming from the same place. If they could be color-coded, so I know which is the green line, which is the blue line. So Cross your fingers that someday we'll get that quality of life upgrade. Eventually, we're going to need all that stuff dug out. And we're going to make the exact same room, so we can kind of start planning that out. We had 4 tiles between. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if we want them to be able to build that easily, what we can do is we can like build them some stairs up to it, and then dig the rest out later. And how wide is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no, that's not happening. Let's see. That's 8, so we need 2 more tiles. 9, 10. So there you go. There's our full room dug out. So when we want to build the second oxygen room, it's kind of ready to get going. Oh, we finished our research. So, we got the valve miniaturization, and then we can go on to the next one. Really don't need any of this stuff, but we're not going to be able to like dig it out efficiently because we don't have floors for them to stand on. How are we coming with our water stuff? That's what I feel is more important. We're having some ice melt, but it's not a huge deal. That's filling up very fast. We're going to have to get these exosuits finished so somebody can go in there and build a pump so we can start pumping it out. The biggest thing, if we're going to have a very long sustaining cycle base into the 500s, is we don't want to waste anything. Like if this gets submerged, it's not going to have anywhere to put water. It's going to stop creating it. So we want to pump it out and put it somewhere else at the very least, if we're not going to actually start consuming it in significant ways. I feel like we used to have something in there, so let's put something in there. But yeah, we were also going to build some pleasantries for our folks. By pleasantries, I just mean like increase their morale stuff. So they're not actually able to build those because they can't get up high enough. So we're going to build a ladder up a little higher and a stitch of scaffolding, and they should be able to complete those. Okay, so we're going to go into furniture, and we're going to do crown moldings out of granite. These are a little annoying because you have to build, like, you have to have all 3 of these tiles in order to plan the blueprint, unlike most other things where you can just, plan a blueprint and they just won't build it until it's a legitimate blueprint. And then you just have to click each individual spot. These are a lot easier. These you can just go zip, done. But if you do them before, then you'll have to go back and cancel the ones you don't want to put in the edge moldings. So we started planning these out to be actual bathrooms, but then we decided we were going, or actual bedrooms, but then we decided we actually wanted bathrooms. So we're gonna just destroy all this work here. There's no wires, there's no plumbing, and there's no ventilation, so we're not destroying anything important. Oh, they can't get up there because they have to have 2 high clearance in order to jump there. Ha, that's a creative use of a door. And she's gone. Oh, new printable. Bristleberry is something we can use towards much better food that we are not currently farming. So I'm going to take that bristleberry. And that reminds me, consumables. if you're going to use something to make something better, you're going to want to turn off people's ability to eat it. Like, as soon as we start grilling mushrooms into grilled fried mushroom or frying mushrooms, we're going to tell them not to eat the mushrooms. That way they won't eat this morale neutral food, and they'll only eat positive morale food. So I don't want them to eat meat. It's a -1 morale food because it's raw and nasty. So I'm going to tell them not to eat the meat, and then we'll have that available for when we're ready to start cooking finer foods. Okay, they got all those pipes built, so we can continue to build the top of our base off. And we don't need that scaffolding, but we're going to have to dig out a little bit more roof so they can stand on top and do it. Okay, so as far as priorities go, I want this system finished. But we want this to stay to 7 so they keep emptying the polluted water out of the base. There we go, look. I guess that came from there when it kind of overflowed a bit. I was like, where did this clean water come from? But now this thing is doing alright. I don't really want it. I think I'm gonna deconstruct that ladder now. And I don't really want to like fill up it to overflow and stuff. I want it to all be contained in this area. So we're just gonna block off its ability to rise much further. And we'll throw a tile right there. And just remember, I didn't go to deconstruct and click there because that would have deconstructed everything because it's marked to all. I could change it to buildings and then I'd only get the ladder, but if I don't remember to do that, I'd be deconstructing the wire and the pipe. By clicking the ladder and clicking deconstruct, I'm just doing something a lot safer for my long-term plans, so I'm not disrupting them by destroying things that I don't actually want destroyed. So there we go. Now they can't get down here anymore, but that's fine because I don't need them down here. They've built everything I wanted, and now we won't overflow into this new area I'm trying to dig to. This sucker's idle, so it's creating again. Oh, and they currently have access to this area. I didn't realize that. We need to build a pump in here and get rid of this stuff. Lots of stuff to do, guys. We're going to finish this. We're going to focus. We're going to finish this and build our bathrooms. Then we're going to come sort this whole nonsensical situation out with all this water. That's where this water came from. It's dripped down. And we need all this stuff built going up. We don't really need these ladders built anymore. But pipes. Yep, there's some pipes. So I guess we'll just knock all these up to 6. So let's start planning the blueprints of our new bathrooms. Plumbing. We want lavatories. We're going to go 1, separate, 1, separate, 1, separate. Because these will create heat. I might want to put some wheezeworts. We also might want to have some nice plants. So we're going to separate those out. We also need to know how big this room can be. This will be a latrine, which is the same as a washroom. It can be 64 tiles. What is 64? 10 is 40, and then 6 is 24. So that this big. So where this ladder is where we actually want our door. Oops. Just double check that I didn't forget that while doing other things. So, yeah, nope, it's supposed to be the first ladder. So we're going to put our door there and a tile there. So we put in crown molding, but these floors haven't been cleaned, so it hasn't done a significant amount for us. Once we get everything swept up and whatnot, then it'll look a lot nicer. Thinking of sweeping, we're getting pretty close to being full on our storage. So might as well start planning some more storage. Oops, that is one too high. And derpy. There you go. How far did we make it? 30 minutes into the video before I derped something significantly. I'm getting better at this. And re-derp. Okay, there we go. Now we'll have places to put all this stuff we're sweeping. That's chucking along really well. Having some oxygen issues, but that's okay. We got oxygen up here. We have 0 stress now and 100% immune system, so we're doing pretty great for not having any exosuits. I don't know if he needs that, but we'll put that there. Okay, so we got the definitions of our room there. So now we can go into medicine, grab our sinks. We'll just keep spacing them out. The sinks actually have a positive decor, +10. So we probably don't need as many plants. So I'll shove them all into one room, unlike last time where we left one sink on the outside. So then plumbing. Our clean water, just let's double check since it's been a stream. So out of the sieve, we get clean water. It comes up this line, and we ran it in the floors. So clean water in. And dirty water out. Well, that was silly, but I don't really see a need to fix it. Well, I'm slightly OCD, and who knows about you viewers. We'll fix it. We'll fix it for the OCD crowd. So this is all plumbed and ready to go. We originally ran out here assuming we were going to leave it on the outside, but whatever, it's fine. So once this one's up and running, we will turn off the other one. We'll destroy all this stuff, and then we'll build out this one. It looks like we have built everything over here. We built everything over here. So yeah, we are, except for power to the sieve, we are 100% ready to go. Oh yeah, and to the pump. So let's go ahead and run this out. We might as well power these little guys, because these little guys will only take power infrequently, so it won't tax the system. So there's 8 little power spots for that. I'm going to run it through this floor, because I'm just trying to plan ahead for other power systems, so I'm trying to use this one along the outskirts so that other lines can be run in the future. And then I'm going to run it just straight down to the bottom here. I can't really run it down this way unless well, I guess I could. I could dig out the whole thing, so we'll cancel those lines. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to dig out this whole dealio. So that means we need to kick up these in priority so they actually will get power. I'm not going to kick up the priority on these ones because it's not really important they get done in a timely fashion. They're not powering anything. So we got that plant out of the way, so we can build that now. And we can build that. Not that it's really important, but who doesn't like a complete ladder? There was also a plant over here, so we can build that one. We got those insulated tiles built, so just stopping a little bit more heat transfer. Trying to keep things as cool as possible. So We don't really need those two built because there's nothing going there. But we can plan the final blueprint on them. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. Power transformer. Flip it around. Oh, so you'll see that it has little arrows here. It took me a while to realize it had these little arrows. So the top upper one is where you want your input, and then it goes out to this lower one. And there's no rush to build these tiles, but you can just have a floor here too. They move faster on floors, so you might as well build floors. Looking great. We got that built. We're going to need that to be built, which I'm not really sure how long that will take. So, okay, as soon as that large transformer is built, we will have function. Oh, we didn't actually tell it to power that. So once that large transformer is built, we will actually have power. You do have to knock this up to like a 6 or 7 if you want it to be functioning properly, because they do have to put more sand into it to make sure it has a filtration medium to clean the water. That's getting a little sketchy. It's kind of getting trapped there because there's not good airflow. Sorry, thought I got you off mute. So you probably missed what I was saying about the printables. We still aren't quite ready to take more dupes. The fungal spores, I said before coming down here and planting more blueprints that I really don't need more fungal spores. And then immediately said, well, but we can now put another layer of mushrooms, and maybe I did. But there's only one fungal spore, so it's not gonna like make or break us. We have 270 plus thousand kilocalories, so we're well over 10 days worth of food. We're looking good. This is just going to increase that buffer, maybe get us up to a point where we have 20 days worth of food, so we just really don't have to worry too much about our dupes. They will not starve to death, but they won't have great morale because mushrooms are a net zero morale food. Okay, so pipe is blocked. That just means that there's no outlet, so they have to finish building this stuff up here. So we can just tell them to do that real quick. Let's check the decor. Okay, we really don't need this running anymore. These guys were to stop that polluted oxygen slime lung from like 40 cycles ago. I didn't realize we still had them rolling around. They're just eating up our sand. They only need to wash when they're heading away from the bathrooms. So now we have our clean water coming in. And they're using the bathrooms and polluted water going out. And I think I mentioned this before, but you actually net create water. So if you're having water issues and you haven't built your plumbing yet, you should plumb, because you will create more polluted water than you use in clean water. So that is one way to start getting water stockpiled for other uses, is just having plumbing. Nobody's refilling that with water, but that's no big deal. We're gonna go ahead and break all these. We're going to build more plumbing bathrooms. Oops. It's in a different spot. Not disabled. Deconstruct. So while they're working on that, we can toss our plumbing in. Once again, we're doing all insulated pipe because this is a heat generating scenario. And I'm just looking up here for where that was. The inputs are all on the lower left. Oops. And the outputs are in the upper right. There we go. Lost plumbing there for a minute. And then right there, which is just one tile above to the diagonal. Oops, why do I keep doing that? Maybe we should start from this spot. And then we need a bridge so we don't mix our good, clean, and dirty water. Don't forget to make sure it's going the way you want. I want the dirty water to come out and cross, and then go into the system. So, plumbing. Plumbing can be really annoying in this game. So basically what this bridge says is if there's no water currently there, you can send water out. So I should really do something different here. I'm actually going to break a few of these tiles. So what we want is... we want all of our stuff going into a bridge. Because if we send two lines into a bridge, that's going to combine them. And that's going to be a better situation for us. So, oops, that's backwards. I don't want it there. Plumbing bridge. So, basically, it's going to, by doing it this way, this stuff won't ever empty if there's already water in the line. So, just to make sure the line never backs up, we're going to tell this line to go into a bridge and this line to go into a bridge and then go back into the line. And what this is going to do is it's going to say combine these waters to be maximum. And at the very least, it will like alternate and say you can have some, you can have some. So nothing really backs up seriously in the long run. I'm going to knock these up to a 7 to make sure this happens so that these can still drain and we have some functioning bathrooms. We can go into medicine here, toss in our sinks, and then to plumbing and grab our lavatories. So lavatories have -10 decor. These have -20. So it's less bad decor. So that's good. Okay. You can kind of see the water running now. When there's actually liquid in pipes, you can kind of see them bulging. Nice little visual so you can see what's happening in the base. We're getting a little bit of hydrogen stuck in here. So I'm going to actually change those over to airflow tiles so that that hydrogen can move freely. Try to get out of that space. Okay, we've emptied out this, which is great because we wanted that gone. And that's why our supercomputer ran out of resource, because they could no longer pump. And dig all of this out and mop up that water. And then we'll be able to finish off our base with the insulation to protect from the heat leaching of this hot caustic biome. Alright, we now have 6 functioning toilets. We should no longer have people making a mess on our floors. With our scheduling stuff we've done, and the different biome, and the 6 bathrooms, well, eventually we'll have 6 bathrooms, we should be looking really great as far as people not pottying everywhere. So we will once again need some scaffolding just to make sure they can get to all these plans we gave them. Scaffolding, that's my classy way of saying derpy ladders in the middle of nowhere. And then they sometimes have issues getting that corner there, so they won't be able to stand there, but maybe I'll cancel that one and that one. Tell them to do that one at a way higher priority. Maybe that'll make it a little easier for them. Not sure what we're going to do with this space, but might as well give them those floors so they can move a little quicker on it. Pardon me. Not sure why they're building all of these 5s. Well, these are all 5s too. So we'll just kick this up, get these done. Then we can put some crown molding up here. Badoop. Badoop. And if I never mentioned it before, or if you've forgotten, always make your decor items out of granite, because that granite does give a bonus 20% decor effect. And then we can toss our flower pots. Unfortunately, you can't do crown molding and the hanging flower pots, because the hanging flower pots come down to here, and there's room for a plant, but the plant and the crown molding can't occupy the same space. So it'll let you build the hanging flower pot, but not plant anything if you have crown molding. So you have to choose one or the other. Okay, we've got our bathrooms finished. Wonderful. Decor is amazing in here now with all the little things we've done. Not so great up here because we have trash and we haven't built any decor items. Okay, so we have 16 dupes and we've got almost 16 beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15. Why do I feel like that's wrong? 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's supposed to be a coloration. Like this one's darker because it's unassigned. But all these other ones seem to have people sleeping there, but there's way more than 16 beds, so I'm confused. Okay, so that one's unassigned, that one's assigned. Huh, strange. New printable. Take the another snazzy suit because I don't really want those eggs. We could crack the eggs and we could get some food out of them. So Jean is our main scientist that got our first snazzy suit. Who's our other scientist? We've almost finished the entire research thing. I don't think we've ever promoted anybody to a full-on scientist. Harold. Wait, let's go in there. I don't really care where they're at with their jobs. Our scientists should be scientists. They'll get an immediate +2 boost to science, so they might as well. And then Harold can wear this Nazi suit because I am a scientist and I want my scientists to have the best things in life. Also, they're going to be astronauts, so they deserve the finer things. No, 9 jobs have been mastered. Yeah, so we should have looked a little harder while we're in the jobs menu. You're done. Whoa. You guys are done. Wonder how long you guys were yelling at the TV. Change your jobs up. Okay, so he'd like to be an electrical engineer, and he can handle it, so let's let him. He'd like to be a rancher, but he can't handle it, and also we're not ranching. As far as stuff he has some skill at, he can be a plumber. He, them, she. I didn't really look. I'll try to use them. You would like to be a farmer, and we do farm. You wouldn't like to be a farmer, but you're good at it, so you're going to be. You'd like to be a courier, that's fine. You would like to be a general engineer, and we only have 2 of those right now, so that's good. You'd like to be a general engineer, okay? That's a lot of engineers, but that's fine. You'd like to be a chef. You should go be a chef, even though we don't cook. You would like to be a farmer, and you can handle it, love it. And we're a little light on gophers. We're fine on groundskeepers. So you can be a gopher. Alright, they got that weird corner tile built, so now we can have them build these other 2. Alright, so now that we have a reason to use power, we can enable these. So you generally want the coal power plant sent to a higher priority than your storage. Otherwise, they may not actually refill the coal into the power plants. Let's also make sure we have our automation. Okay, so we've got it set up with automation. We never did really set this, so we want... No, we did. I want them using... No, this is default. Okay, so I want to use this hydrogen power faster than I use coal power, because look at this. We've got all this hydrogen built up. So we're going to set coal to go to standby when it's at 85. So it goes to standby. We'll go 80. Now, bless me. And we'll go with 80. So it goes to standby before hydrogen. And then we want hydrogen to turn on before coal. So if hydrogen turns on at 35, we want this to turn on at 25. So that we'll always be using hydrogen power faster than coal power. See, we're not pumping out enough hydrogen, so hydrogen is being sent into our base, which is not amazing. Man, look at that. So this is where having those where digging out these guys and using them is nice, because it's another outlet for hydrogen when you're backed up on hydrogen. Okay, I think we have plenty of gold, so we can go back to building out these things now. I'll put those to 5. I think they can probably handle it. Oh, we actually have to make the suits, though. Forgot about that. So let's come over here in the stations, and we can make a exosuit forge. An exosuit forge needs 480 watts of power. So we'll just kick all this up to 7, so we have access to all the power needs. And we'll just run that directly. Well, we've gotten towards the upper limit of what I want a video to be. So thanks for joining us on Glider Gaming, and tune in again soon for another installment of the Rustic Dreamland.